Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Shio, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. I've been gone for a little while, sorry about that, but we are back. And I recently did a poll for those of y'all who are watching my Genshin videos about what kind of content you want to see me make about the game. Because I'm pretty caught up with most stuff, so it's kind of hard to find content to make content out of it. But I did a poll, and you guys said that you wanted to see me do the remaining character story quests that I haven't done, which is a very exciting idea, because I've heard that the new story quests are actually pretty good. So as such, today we're going to do Neuvillette's, because I've heard that it is incredibly good, and I'm very excited to do it. We're just going to go ahead and unlock this, and get started. Is this screen the same? Has this always looked like this? I don't think so. We're going to accept it. Hell yeah. Navigate.
It's been a while since we last saw Neuvillette. Paimon wonders what he's been up to.
Okay,
Paimon has so many questions about his true identity. Let's go talk to him and find out.
It is currently a blizzard where I live, so it's a very cozy day to sit back and do some Genshin questing. So this will be fun. I'm excited for this. I chose to do Neuvillette's first just because I've heard a lot of really good things about it. But if you guys like this video, please, do all the stuff, like and subscribe, and that'll let me know that you guys want to see more, and that I can do Linny, Ridsley, and Navia's, and let me know which one you want to see most, and I'll do that one next. I actually really like all the Fontaine characters, so I'm excited to do all of their quests. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Wait, did I hear that right? Monsieur Neuvillette, are you sure you'd like to take over the case yourself?
That's right.
No, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left to the guards.
Neuvillette! Sidine! Hey there! What are you two talking about?
Ugh, Traveler and Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case on his own.
He's literally a dragon, Sidine. I think he's capable.
How can we have the Udex acting like a private detective?
I guess that's true. I really like the voices they give the melusines. I don't know what accent exactly it is, but they're cute. I like them. Starting a new job, or I can introduce you to some amazing detectives. Let's do that.
I trust that you'd be able to work that out with
there
how well connected
is,
you are.
the boy.
I must apologize. I do not plan on relying on anyone else's help for this matter.
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate personally.
A melusine named Kiara received a threat letter.
And then?
Kiara Kazlana?
That is all the information I have acquired at this
I know
stage.
it's not right. Don't come at me.
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist, I have no objections.
There we go.
Thank you for understanding.
Then I shall return to my post for now. Should anyone visit while you are away, I will be sure to make a record of it. I sincerely hope that you will return soon.
They move their hands so much when they talk. Look at their little walk. Cute.
Judging from Sidine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's so special about this case?
It has to do with the melusine,
I
obviously.
cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of certain past events. There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all this, so I must eliminate all risks in advance.
Conflicts of interest?
Come on, stop being so secretive. We still have no idea what's going on.
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark, but I need some time to revisit those memories and collect my thoughts.
Okay.
Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Udex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms.
Mm-hmm.
There were few people I could trust,
I think.
but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Like
They must
Chevres.
have been amazing people to receive such high praise from you.
Indeed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect them. The reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power. The incident resulted in Carol taking her own life,
What?
and Vautrin being exiled. From then on, I've been especially careful when dealing with cases related to melusines.
Oh, that's so sad. This game has really like upped the ante recently with topics it's willing to deal with. Like, I don't know if we've ever had explicit like suicide talk in this game before. And in the current event, in the 4.3 event, we've got talks about like abortion and stuff. Like that is not topics I would have ever expected Genshin to cover a few years ago, but here we are. You're concerned that you're the perpetrator's real target.
All melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked me to bring them to the court of Fontaine. Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back to me. Some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up conflict over melusines in an attempt to lay the blame on me. I have nothing against the opinions of others, but the moment a whirlpool of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent. It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not happen again.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating? There's the guards, the Marechaussee Phantom, and the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Aren't they more than enough to figure out what's going on?
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department. The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions. However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Basically,
Outsider.
story reasons.
But aren't you the Chief Justice of Fontaine?
They want
Why would
Neuvillette
you
to
be
do
an
it,
outsider?
so he's gonna do it.
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself. You know very well about my true identity, and have even met others of my kind in other nations.
We have? I mean, we met the Dendro one, kind of. She was like a million miles away, but I guess so.
Even though I
The
was
Hydro
born
Dragon
with a human
Sovereign?
form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans.
I would hope so.
Taking on the role of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from forming deeper bonds with others.
I'm still confused
I have lived in Fontaine
about
for
whether...
a long time, but I do not belong here. That is why I call myself an outsider. A fish out of water.
Ironic. I'm still confused over whether the people of Fontaine know he's the Hydro Sovereign or not. It feels like Neuvillette did know. I mean, they know he's obviously not human because he's got pointy ears, but he talks like they do. Because, like, if they didn't know he was the Sovereign, they would just assume he was Fontainian, right? Even if he was non-human. No one thinks Klee is not a Mondstatter, even though she's not human. You know what I mean? Whatever. If you put it that way, we're also outsiders to Fontaine.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you on your investigation?
Hell yeah.
Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
Hell yeah.
That does not sound like a bad idea. I rarely investigate cases on my own, but with professionals like you around, I'm sure it will go a lot smoother.
I don't know if I'd call us professionals,
I'm
but
starting to get a little
appreciate the
embarrassed.
compliment, Neuv.
Just leave it to us.
Let us go. We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a better understanding of the situation.
Okay. And where is she? I don't remember seeing that melusine anywhere. There's only like a few melusines in the
feels
world,
like
so...
he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but is that really true?
Yeah, I don't
Feels
think
like
so.
He has a kind of skewed perspective on a lot of things.
Yep.
Anyway, let's catch up with him first.
Let's do that. Where'd he go? Okay. Well, he's right here. Because I am playing as him.
Thinking. You called yourself a fish out of water, right? But since you're the Hydro Dragon, would a dragon out of water suit you better?
Unless he's like Magikarp. and
Thank
he's just
you
a
for
big
your
fish.
suggestion. I will consider using the more accurate term in private occasions.
He's
Please
so
allow me
funny.
to rephrase. Has a dragon out of water?
Ugh.
Oh my gosh, why did they make this conversation so long?
Previous version instead.
I want to leave this building. Okay. Oh, she's just in the Court of Fontaine. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember if I've seen this melusine, or if she's new for this quest. Oh, hello. The 4.3 event is still going on. I have talked to them, so I know what they say, but I didn't remember that they were there.
I never thought I'd see him here.
Kiara, hello. Doggos. The Fontaine out, like, new hairstyles they added for the NPCs are so pretty. On the female NPCs.
Kiara,
Hello.
Huh? Monsieur Neuvillette! And you are? Oh, I remember. You're the Traveler and Paimon. I've heard about you.
She's got that Scaramouche cut.
She's adorable. Hey there, it's nice to meet
I wouldn't call her adorable. That seems a little,
Thanks for the compliment.
little, like, I don't know, mean.
I heard from Sidine that you received a threatening letter.
Unless the melusine's like that. I don't know.
Oh, right. I remember now. The letter fell through the crack in my door as I was heading out this morning. It said something about catching me, so I thought someone wanted to play hide and seek. But Sidine told me it was a threatening letter, and that I could be in danger. But that's not gonna happen with everyone looking after me, right?
I mean, you were just
Have you
standing
run
here
into any
alone.
suspicious-looking people recently?
Not really being looked
Suspicious-looking
after.
people? What counts as suspicious?
Someone who follows you from behind, or someone who always strikes up a conversation with you. That seems more likely.
Ah! Did you think of something? Nope. I don't remember meeting anyone like
Wow.
that.
Do you still have the letter with you? I want you to show me what it says.
Oh, let's see. Found it.
Oh, lovely. I can totally read that.
Now then, get lost. If you don't leave the Maréchaussée Phantom, I will come and catch you in person. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Oop.
Simple
Uh-oh.
threat.
We're being
Neither the
stalked.
handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything about the writer's intentions.
Or that's like Charlotte taking some
We can't
some
rule out that
candid
possibility.
journalistic photos.
Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Mermonia to review some official documents. Kiara, you should come with us. It's safer if you stay close by.
Sure.
Sure.
Wait, no. I still have a case to work on. I promised Alof that I'd check on her place later.
Alo.
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your own could be dangerous.
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and make sure she's safe.
Babysitting quest.
With us around, anyone scheming to hurt Kiara can forget about it.
Totally what I want to spend an
Thank you,
hour
Traveler.
doing. Woohoo.
Big sis Paimon.
Big sis Paimon, huh?
Oh.
She's smaller than you, dude.
Don't worry, your big sis Paimon is super strong.
All right, let us go our separate ways for now. Please take care of Kiara.
We will.
Take her to a lost place right away. See you around. So, Kiara, how old are you? Let me think. 1, 2, 10?
Oh.
I can't remember.
I mean, they were born from
But I
Eleanos's
remember
body,
coming to
right?
the Court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillette.
I was gonna say Eleanos died like 500 years ago.
Carol? Didn't Neuvillette mention her just now? That was more than 400 years ago. Why would Paimon be a big sister to you? My
Well, we don't know how
memory
old
isn't that
Paimon
good,
is.
But Carol told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis. Huh, Paimon sees.
I mean, sure. Oh,
Traveler, did you hear that?
fuck. It was definitely Charlotte sound effects, I think. Which is maybe the standard camera sound effect? I'm not sure. Oh, see, it is Charlotte. I told you. We're not being
Strange.
followed or stalked.
Paimon felt like someone was following us. Olaf!
Kiara,
Little
you're
sound effects when she was waving. Cute.
Wait, aren't these two?
Yes, it is us.
They're the Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
I thought so. What brings you here?
Oh, look, Chioria boutique staff. This must be Chiori's shop, right? From the event, that new character. She's really cool. And she's Geo. I like Geo. We're on a secret mission. We're protected. Yeah, we're on a secret
Alright.
mission.
Guess I
Sounds very
shouldn't
cool.
ask.
May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course. Go ahead.
Go ahead. How does the stoop look, Kiara? This is very professional. This is how all private investigators inspect
No
things.
hazards detected.
By putting their
You've cleared
eyes
the
on their
inspection.
brow.
Seems like the criminal from that case last month never set foot in here at all. That was quick. What were you inspecting? I
Yeah,
took a look around
I'd like
the
to know
shop.
as well.
Neuvillette says that us melusines have special eyes that can see things people can't.
Oh, okay,
Things
fine.
like bloodstains.
I take back
No
what I
matter
said
how
then.
hard we try to clean them up, we melusines can see their residual stains for some time. Pretty cool, huh?
It is true that one
Alright,
melusine in the
alright.
village
Now
could see
that
us as
you're
like
done
weird stuff,
inspecting,
right?
Can we have a chat? Hear me out.
Paimon was a
I'm planning
rainbow
to
balloon
release
or
an
whatever.
outfit for children next month, and wanted to hire you as my model. Is that okay with you?
Again, that seems a
course.
little... No, okay,
there
she's fine with
anything I
it.
need
Never
to
mind.
Please wait a moment while I take your measurements. The sample should be a perfect fit.
Seems like
Perfect
they
fit.
get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at?
I think there's someone over there.
Is there really someone watching us? Shh. Let's sneak over and take a look.
Oh, please don't make me do the actual sneaking mechanic. Okay, good. It's one of my least favorite things in Genshin quests. Oh, would you look at that? It's Charlotte.
Why isn't he back yet?
Gotcha!
Yeah, that was real sneaky. I think Charlotte may be a little blind. If she didn't see us just walk directly towards her.
Here.
What
Oh,
are
wait,
you
that's
doing
not
here?
Paimon, you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter. But you don't seem like the type to...
Threat letter? What threat letter?
What are you doing here exactly, Charlotte?
This is starting to feel like an interrogation. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned. I only wanted to follow Monsieur Neuvillette and request an interview with him.
You want to interview him?
Makes sense. I thought she wanted to interview Ridesley.
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know.
Isn't that she during the
Interviewing him is
like
every journalist's dream.
during the
But it's not an easy
Archon
task
quest? She wanted
accomplish. The
to interview
Palais
Ridesley.
Romonia rarely accepts appointment requests from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. The perfect opportunity to whip up an exclusive, don't you think? Of course.
You're
I'll
kind of
make sure to
annoying
turn in my
sometimes, Charlotte.
manuscript for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent
Okay.
of all parties involved.
Never mind, I take it back. I thought she was trying to be sneaky. I don't think he'd agree. It's better if we kept this secret.
Yeah, we're doing a secret investigation that can't be made public knowledge.
Wow, just yap
I
about it,
see.
Paimon, why don't you?
Well, if you say so, I guess I'll put this matter aside for now.
Yep.
Oh, what a shame. Chances like this don't come by very often, you know. In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about? I swear I won't tell.
Paimon.
All right,
Oh my
then.
god. So much for secret, Paimon. So much for secret.
What? Someone's targeting a cute little melusine?
Shh, not so loud.
It just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. It was well received by our readers, so I was planning to continue the series. Unless someone's
Oh.
coming after her.
Someone read that
I'll
interview,
ask
I
my
guess.
colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This secret's safe with me. But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Why?
People care a great deal about Monsieur Neuvillette's each and every move. Some may have already realized that something was up. Besides, the case involves melusines, so... Anyway,
So,
I'll get going now. Watch yourselves, alright?
we will. Her voice actress kind of reminds me of
That was a nice
Mona's.
chat. Let's head back and check on Kiara.
Not necessarily like the voice itself, but the inflections of how they do the performance, if that makes sense. Is that Clorand? When Neuvillette gets like crazy treatment, dude. He's got 2 playable characters in his story quest aside from himself.
What do you think? The design looks
Hey,
pretty good, huh?
Clorand. How are ya?
It's great.
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
I really like her voice.
What are you doing here? It
And her
seems
back
that you just
profile
showed
is
up
so
out of
cool.
nowhere.
I wish
As
her
I passed by the
ponytail was a
Palais
little
Romonia,
like
I heard
thicker,
that Neuvillette
but
was
otherwise.
investigating a case with you. Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take on such trivial cases. I happened to have some time at the moment and came to take a look. I sometimes have my clothes custom made at this boutique, in any case, so we always
Well,
have a
whoever
lot
makes
to talk
them
about.
does not know your measurements,
Oh,
Clarand.
Neuvillette
Just
sure
saying.
is lucky to have someone like you.
Leave this to me. You should go meet up with Neuvillette.
Okay then, we'll leave Kiara in your hands. Come on, let's go find Neuvillette.
Let's. Well, it was nice speaking to you, Clarand. Let's talk to her before anything.
How has your work been recently?
Same as usual. My schedule normally isn't too packed, so I have plenty of time for myself.
Oh my god, I'm jealous.
Oh, then shall we go out to play? How about a beach vacation, like last
They're
time?
friends?
I've even signed up as a volunteer lifeguard. I'm really good at swimming, so I'm sure I can help.
Cute. Is Charlotte still there? No, I think she disappeared. Okay, Palais Mommonia, let's go. Oh, Neuvillette. I have arrived. What you got for me, bud?
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
Quite.
We ran into Clarand. She offered to help us protect Kiara.
That is good to hear. I trust her abilities. It looks like Kiara is in good hands.
We thought so too. Well, did you find any leads?
I've been looking over the case records, specifically inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I've judged over the past decade. I've come up with two plans.
Interesting.
On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions if there is indeed a mysterious group that bears a grudge against me.
Bears a grudge.
They both sound like pretty solid plans, but can you really finish browsing through all these documents? That's a lot of reading even for Paimon.
Don't worry. I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents. After all, I have several hundred years of reviewing under my belt.
We'll help you read through them. We have nothing else to do.
Thank you. I will continue looking through the ones piled up on the desk, but feel free to browse through anything else in this room.
Those are bugs. I don't think those are, Oh, gossip? Hot goss? About Ridsley. The defendant, Ridsley, has confessed to his crimes and was declared guilty by Iudex Neuvillette. Ridsley will be exiled to the fortress of Meripede, where he will be serving his sentence. During the trial, Neuvillette remains silent for a long time. Because they're gay. Sorry. About the bribery case. There has been there has been a severe bribery scandal within the guards. The Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has investigated the case. All suspects involved have been arrested. The suspects have confessed to their crimes. About the Representative Council's proposal. The Representative Council has filed a request to collaborate with the Marechaussee Phantom on certain public events. Based on research, they believe that melusines can enhance the popularity of these events. The Marechaussee Phantom has yet to respond. However, it has not prohibited the melusines from participating in such activities. Okay. About the smuggling case. The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the Guard and Marechaussee Phantom. The principal offenders have received judgment based on the severity of their crimes. Please refer to the appendix for the list of names. And finally, about the Spina de Rosula. Navia. Callas, boss of the Spina de Rosula, was defeated in the duel and died of serious injuries. The defense of his honor has now come to a close. The defendant did not raise any objections throughout the trial. Iudex Neuvillette reserved judgment in this case. Its details are still under investigation. Well, we know how that went now.
Have you made any progress?
We skipped through some of them, but
not
there
really.
wasn't anything useful.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many documents lying around. Just how many cases have you handled?
A lot.
I would love to answer that question, but the truth is I've never made a precise calculation myself.
400 years worth of
If
them?
memory serves me right, there should be at least 100,000 cases.
Jesus.
The documents you see are just a small fraction of what's really there.
Whoa, that's a lot. Looks like the work of a Chief Justice isn't easy at all.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and official duties are, to me, simply routine.
I mean, they would have to be after
There
400
are many
years.
documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
You read Paimon's mind.
Paimon, you're so lazy.
All right.
You read
Let's
like
take a break
6
then.
sentences, dude. Does Neuvillette get tired? I wish we knew more about dragons. This is awkward. Ellipses.
Even though resting is a part of taking a break, shouldn't we at least talk about something? All this silence is making Paimon feel really awkward.
Please pardon my lack of consideration. People rarely come to the Palais Memonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure what we should do.
He's so
Would you
awkward. I
like to
love
have
him.
some drinks, perhaps?
Some
You must
drinks,
be
perhaps?
thirsty after all that work.
Ooh, drinks! Thank you!
He's just gonna give you water, Paimon. Don't get excited.
Paimon wonders what Neuvillette likes to drink. Oh, maybe he's a
Nope.
fan of really fancy wines.
And nope.
Seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like D-Luke.
D-Luke mentioned raw. I love D-Luke. Neuvillette momentarily. I don't know what the fuck that said. Something about glasses.
It looks just like water.
Because it is.
An astute observation. It is indeed water.
So it's just plain old water?
Paimon's the kind of person that never drinks water. And those people I find
What
annoying.
did you think it was?
As an enthusiastic water drinker, everybody should drink more water. It's good. Look, I'll drink water right now.
Since you're the Chief Justice and all, Paimon thought you'd prefer something more...
Hear that? That was my water
sophisticated.
bottle.
This water is indeed very special. It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated.
I'm gonna cut out the drinking noises because I'm sure that's gonna be really fucking gross for most of you.
I believe you've already tried Fonta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said
Yep,
water
yep.
is sourced from all across Tevat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake,
I
Liyuet's
don't know if you should be
Chincha
drinking
Village,
lake water.
and Inazuma's Konda Village.
Lake water is stagnant, isn't it? I think that's pretty,
Here is one of
probably
their
pretty
latest
dangerous.
products, water from Sumeru's Apam Woods.
The water that like disappears, that's like magic water. You sure that's good for you? It's like radioactive or something. Is there any difference?
If I were to comment on their mouthfeel,
Ew.
the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart. The waters of Chincha Village have a poignant touch, while one might call the waters of Konda Village placid.
None of those are mouthfeel things. Those are all like weird emotional connotations.
Distinct differences exist between the waters of each area. You will appreciate their intricacies once you taste them carefully.
Mouthfeel would be like smooth.
Really? Let Paimon try!
Anyway, Neuvillette's the kind of person that refuses to drink Dasani, and honestly, he's so real for that.
What do you think?
Nope. Paimon couldn't taste any difference at all. Isn't this just normal water?
How regrettable. It seems like you still have a long way to go in refining your tastes.
Hey, this doesn't have to do with refining our taste. Paimon's pretty sure most ordinary people can't tell the difference. How did you do it anyway?
He's literally the like a dragon sovereign of water, dude.
Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon?
Oh, I don't know. Could it be? Oh, I hate Paimon.
We are allowed to bring that up, right? Since no one else is around? Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. If you're the Hydro Dragon, why would you become Chief Justice in human society?
Huh?
Sorry, Paimon was just curious. You don't have to answer.
There's nothing to hide. I was simply organizing my thoughts. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have perplexed me.
Okay.
Questions? Are there can't figure out?
Many, in fact. But the one question that puzzles me the most concerns my own existence.
Oh,
In essence, I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me.
I suggest you read this book in Economia. It's a really quick read, actually. It'll answer a lot of your questions.
For a long time, my memory was rather incomplete. With regard to the primordial sea, for example, I used to only be able to vaguely recall its connection to me, but I was unaware of what that connection was exactly.
Is there anyone who can answer those questions aside from the book in Economia that we've literally read, Ether, that you know the answer to these questions, but you're refusing to tell him?
Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer. However, they are scattered across all of Teyvat. Abruptly visiting could very well pose an unpredictable risk.
I don't know, we've done it to a couple of them.
Some of them have very unique personalities, too.
I have been holding on to these unanswered
keep saying some of
questions
them.
for a long time.
So just to be clear, the Dendro Dragon, the big long one that was in silhouette during Nahida's second story quest, is this like confirmation that Ajdaha is the Geo one? Because I can't think of any other one that we've definitely met. Like some people think Storm Terror is the Anima one, but he's also part of the Four Winds. So I don't know if those two things can like, I don't know. Like can a Sovereign be part of the Four Winds? That seems like a lower position. But apparently, according to the wording in this quest, it seems like they are confirming we've met at least two. Oh, well we met him, I guess. But we're not counting him, so like we're talking about other ones aside from him. Oh, I don't know. I guess it would make sense for Ajdaha to be the Geo-Dragon Sovereign, but he was also friends with Zhongli. And the Sovereigns aren't supposed to like the Archons, right? Maybe he signed a contract? Is that part of the lore? That he signed a contract with Morax? I don't remember. That quest came out like 3 years ago, dude.
But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. Even I don't have the slightest idea what they mean. My guess would be that there are at least some similarities between humans and myself. By observing their behavior, perhaps I could one day understand the meaning of my existence.
I see.
Have you made any progress then?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with others are few and far between. That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat. Such opportunities are rare.
But we're not Fontanians.
Alas, time is limited. We should move on with our investigation.
Are we gonna continue reading these documents? Paimon's getting dizzy already.
I wasn't able to find any leads even after browsing through most of the documents. But while we were on the topic of water a moment ago, another idea came to me.
Water? Do you mean...
The Fountain of Lucine? What does that
That's
have to
right.
do with this?
The Fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge.
Oh,
It is the vessel of countless memories and emotions.
sure.
If there really were an organization attempting to use melusines against me, they should also hold an intense resentment towards me. Perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain.
Sounds like you should be able to do that pretty easily.
I think of that. Come on, let's go take a look.
Perhaps we should
Let's.
go. There shouldn't be too many people near the Fountain of Lucine during the evening.
Okay. I guess we could read those again if we wanted to, but I don't want to.
Monsieur Neuvillette?
Okay.
I probably shouldn't disturb them.
Probably. I don't know, maybe Neuvillette would want to be
Looks
disturbed.
like we
He
got
wants to have
lucky today.
conversations with
There's hardly
Fontanians.
anyone around.
What should we do next? Oh, Traveler, can you still hear the voices from the fountain?
Not really.
Perhaps leave the investigation to me. I need you to take a few steps back and keep a safe distance.
Gotcha.
A safe distance? Neuvillette, what exactly are you...
Oh,
Oh, it's glowing!
oh, it's really glowing. Jesus. It's flashbanging us. Hello? The Fontaine of Lucine lights up. A wave of dizziness washes over you. Is this going to be the domain for his story quest? Oh. The shading is really weird. What just happened? Everything looks a little different. Oh, that's why the shading looks weird. Because it's all sepia toned. Oh, I didn't read that. Shit. My bad. This is not the Fountain of Lucine. This is that other fountain. This is cool. Like in a little old school movie. This reminds me like that part of Kazua's quest during that one Golden Apple Archipelago event. That's one of the coolest visual quests they've ever done, in my opinion. I could also be biased because Kazuha is my favorite character.
Incredible! There's so many things I've never seen or heard before.
I understand your excitement, but there's no need to thank me. Although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest. Melusine's special sight make them especially suited for joining the Marechaussee Phantom. I'm certain you'll become an indispensable part of Fontaine's detective force.
I know, but I'm really glad to be of help. Not only can I repay you for your kindness, but also, it feels like my life has become a lot more meaningful.
But a meaningful life also comes with its risks.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village. But I want to see the outside world nonetheless. In truth, I've never really understood the purpose of my existence, or what I'm capable of contributing to this world. For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers. That's why we wanted to leave our village and look for the meaning of our existence elsewhere.
I understand your confusion. In fact, I feel the same way. I too came here for an answer to my questions about my own existence.
Really? Could you tell us what we should do to fit in as you did? The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told us to go back to our village. It hurt a lot when they hit me in the head.
So mean.
And I tried really hard not to cry.
Logically speaking, both time and effort are essential when different species attempt to peacefully coexist. It will be a difficult road ahead, with countless obstacles to overcome. Different identities and ways of thinking all contribute to strengthening the barrier between one another. Removing it will be no easy feat. There aren't many suggestions I can share, because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society. Despite my social status, I am still an outsider.
Oh, I see. Let's all do our best then.
Let's.
I'm confident that we'll find the meaning of our existence one day.
I believe in you, but you shouldn't lose sight of the difficulties ahead. If you run into any trouble, I suggest that you inform Vautrin, the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Huh? Is he the person I met in the Palais Marmonia earlier?
Yes? Do you have any concerns?
That stone-faced human. He didn't even bother to look at me when I tried talking to him. It felt like he wasn't interested in anything but work.
He is an earnest man. There will be plenty of opportunities to work together in the future, so please try to get along.
Who do you think made Neuvillette's outfit that he's been wearing for 400 years straight? Do you think he's got spares of it, or he wears the same one every day? Maybe he doesn't like sweat or do anything else that could, you know, soil the outfit over time. Like shed dead skin cells and hair and stuff. Also, his hair is the same length. Do you think it's just always that length? Or if he cut it, do you think it'd grow back?
Can I help with anything?
Thanks, but no need.
Oh,
Aww. People are so mean. Look at them. They're so cute. How could you be mean to them?
I'm Carol, a melusine. Is there anything you need help with?
Get away from here! I'm calling the guards.
Please, calm down. I don't mean to cause any harm.
Hard to say.
Yeah, we should probably stay away from these monsters. Haven't you realized? Strange incidents have been increasing ever since they came.
Why should we trust this species from who knows where anyway? I can't believe Neuvillette allowed them into the court of Fontaine just like that.
Exactly. That so-called Chief Justice even granted them official positions. Not only that, but they're now responsible for investigating cases as well. I swear, there's some hidden agenda at play here.
Go away! Quit acting innocent!
I'm not leaving. I won't let you say bad stuff about him.
Oh,
We joined the Maréchaussée Phantom and solved lots and lots of cases. We've never done anything wrong.
Solving cases? With Neuvillette in cahoots with you? You could have fabricated it all, and no one would know.
that is
So
a
tell me,
decent
how
concern,
can
to be
you
honest.
guarantee that you melusines aren't involved in anything that occurred recently?
Didn't I tell you before? Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker.
Vautrin?
Aside from spreading unjustified rumors, if you continue insulting members of the Maréchaussée Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has every right to subject you to interrogation. There have indeed been an increase in cases recently, perhaps due to the shifting currents of conspiracy, and I understand your concern. However, there's been no evidence pointing towards melusines being involved.
Even the captain of the security patrol is on their side. Neuvillette's newly reformed police force is already corrupt to the core.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
You heard that?
Yeah. I don't understand. Why won't anyone believe us?
They don't
There
want to.
have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity, and that you inherently bring danger to those around you. There are countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine. It's near impossible for you to become a part of this society. Best if you give up before it's too late.
Shut up, Vautrin.
Monsieur Neuvillette said that we needed to put both time and effort in. I don't know how long it'll take, but I can at least try making my best effort.
Exactly. Melusines will just outlive all of the racist people, and then the new generation will grow up used to having the melusines in the in the court of Fontaine, and they'll be cool with it. That's how that works. Totally. It's totally not the most pessimistic outlook possible.
I still want to try a little harder. Thank you for bailing me out earlier. Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time. I painted a lot of flyers last night, so I have to stay and hand them out to everyone.
Give them to me.
You're not gonna take them away, right?
We'll hand them out together. The faster we get this done, the sooner we can head back.
Aw. I like that this quest is like sort of explaining why Neuvillette likes the melusines so much. It's because he like sees his own struggle with integrating into society and them. You know, like he's always felt like an outsider and that people don't fully accept him as one of their own. And the melusines also feel that way, and so he like tries to help them out, and they're like really protective over him in turn. It's very cute. The story quest is much more like I don't know what I would call it, like emotionally resonant. There's not look at my feet. Ether, I didn't know you were a trained ballerina. Your form is perfect. I know nothing about ballet. But yeah, this quest seems a little more like emotionally focused than like action focused, which I like, because I think Neuvillette is a much more emotionally profound character within the context of Genshin.
Monsieur Neuvillette, what's this?
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years. You've taken one small step forward in helping melusines gain the trust of humans.
I think I'll pass.
Oh,
Hey, don't
why?
say that. We wouldn't have made it this far without you. It won't be long before melusines begin living peacefully with the humans. Just the thought of it makes me happy.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's still a long way to go before that dream of yours comes true.
Ugh, you blockhead! Don't ruin the mood!
Vautrin brings up a good point. The trust humans have placed in you is still very fragile. Any small incident could undermine the hard work you've put in. Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
Okay, when is this like flashback sequence gonna be done? Not that it's bad, but it's going on for a very long time.
Medal of Peace? Peace isn't going to give us back what's rightfully ours.
Are you sure we should do this? We're no match for Neuvillette, even with all our powers combined. What if...
Suave Goth
Nah, not gonna
is her
happen.
name. And
As long
Thibbert.
as he remains in his position, there's no
Thibbert.
chance he'd take us out personally. There are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere. Unless he wants to become an enemy of Fontaine. So quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already planned out the murder. Once we lay the blame on the melusines as the person who brought them to the court of Fontaine, Neuvillette will be left with no excuse.
I guess you're right.
I see.
Ugh.
They're gonna frame
If
the
he just left
melusines.
things the way they were, it never would have come to this. But he's forced our hand. Time to teach him a lesson.
You people suck. Oh, there's like 4 more conversations. Oh no, okay. Oh, they actually did it? Jesus.
Melusines can't be trusted! That goes for Neuvillette too!
Your name is literally Suave Goth. Calm down, lady.
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke. Get out of the court of Fontaine and don't ever come back!
Let's see what these guys say. Vautrin and Rastignac.
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime, whose interests have been undermined by the reform.
What is the
They
old
tricked
regime?
Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against her.
What is the old
After that,
regime?
they
Do we know?
incited panic among the people in order to make Monsieur Neuvillette confess to his mistakes and yield up power. The guards were stopped by the enraged mob and couldn't intervene in time. Miss Carroll chose to sacrifice herself to pacify the situation.
I forgot about that. Fuck.
And she called me a blockhead. A little
That's really sad.
investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth? She didn't have to prove her innocence like that.
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards. Miss Carroll might have thought there was no better plan.
That's actually really sad, dude.
That is indeed something she'd do.
Captain Vautrin.
That
should
really
I
bums me
present these
out,
results to
genuinely.
Monsieur Neuvillette right away?
There's no need. Notify the guards to restrict public access to all information.
Restrict access to... Wait, are you planning to...
There's something I've never told Carol. I had a little sister named Ilaria who passed away when I was very young. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind, always believing the best of people. People like her are the most vulnerable to deception and betrayal. From the moment I met Carol, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor and tried lecturing her into giving up.
Oh.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie-in-the-sky dream of hers. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront Neuvillette. They even avoided causing trouble for me. They were after Carol all along.
Fuck
You
him.
understand how I feel?
Genuinely. I
Right
hate him.
now, there's only one thought on my mind. Only through bloodshed can their debt be repaid.
Vigilante.
I understand, but I'm certain
Revenge.
Monsieur Neuvillette wouldn't
Love to
accept
see it.
that as a solution.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. Give me the list of suspects. What happens after this has nothing to do with any of you. I will take responsibility for everything.
Vautrin. That's not how you should go about doing that. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. Is Neuvillette gonna have to lock him up as well?
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carol and settled the score with the group that framed his friend. Hey, why aren't you saying anything?
I'm thinking... we should try our best to bail him out when the trial commences.
Bail him out? Why?
Shh, keep it down! Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carol are Neuvillette's most trusted subordinates. After everything that happened to Carol, Neuvillette's guaranteed to do everything he can to keep Vautrin around. Besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Neuvillette's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion, Neuvillette will be able to give Vautrin a reprieve. The benefits are endless.
A raucous commotion gradually began to rise in the
Vautrin
opera
sought
house.
vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the justice he upholds. Please think about it. If the same thing had happened to you, wouldn't you feel the same way he did? Yeah, that's right!
This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol. How could Vautrin be declared guilty for seeking revenge?
Monsieur Neuvillette.
He looks good in black and white, just saying. Or sepia.
Order! I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, your revenge could be seen as a form of justice. I understand your decision, which is why I cannot help but feel regret and even grief about the judgment I must now impose.
I knew it.
Personal
Neuvillette's
justice does not equate to justice
too
as
good.
defined by the law. To execute your plan for revenge, you abused your authority and conducted informal executions. Your actions have thus violated the law.
God, Ray Chase is so good, dude.
You will be declared guilty.
What?
That can't be! Monsieur Neuvillette, please give this a little more thought. He has done so much for Fontaine.
Neuvillette's too righteous for that.
My friend, is there anything else you want to say?
Neuvillette, what have I done to deserve this? I've closely followed every one of your orders. Can't you see? Everyone in this room believes that I'm innocent. Why can't you just let me off? Is this what justice means to you? Answer me, Neuvillette!
Order. Since there have been no further objections, the Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vautrin.
We know it has to be guilty.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice
Mécanique d'analyse cardinal,
Mr. Vautrin will be declared guilty.
Oof.
Goodbye, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Every time we get Neuvillette lore, it's just like sadness. I don't think he has one happy memory.
This all happened because of Carol's naive ideas.
How can different species peacefully coexist anyway?
Well, that was a real bummer. All of it.
Hey, stop spacing out! What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
What was that?
Apologies, it seems like my memories got the better of me.
Is that what happened?
I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but it seems like it still caused the emotions within the Fountain of Lucine to boil over, due to my negligence. The overflow of emotions and memories must have affected you as well. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Wow. The Hydro Dragon is more powerful than Paimon thought. Anyways, the last time we came here, the Traveler only heard voices from the Fountain of Lucine. No emotions boiling over or anything.
It is as you said. This might be because I am different. It is not only the fountain. I can sense emotions from all waters in Fontaine. Rivers, lakes, and even the rain.
That sounds awesome!
But I rarely ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always chaotic and disconnected. As an outsider, having my mind occupied with irrelevant memories isn't exactly a pleasant experience.
The memories I saw were related to you.
Which ones?
From when you brought Carol to the Court of Fontaine to when you declared Vautrin guilty. Or Vautrin? I don't know.
I prefer not to speak of those memories. That does not mean I am deliberately hiding them. It was a coincidence, but perhaps it is a good thing that you saw everything in that form. You should now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this. These two cases are much too similar. I felt like I needed to do something.
Paimon's starting to lose track of what you're saying. Don't leave Paimon out of the conversation. Paimon wants to help too.
Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating the fountain, I discovered something strange. I did not sense too much hatred towards me within its accumulated emotions. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there won't be a shortcut to finding the organization that may be pulling the strings here. However, I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara. If I remember correctly, it seemed to be related to a smuggling case.
Oh! Didn't we read about that in one of the documents?
We did.
You've read about it. In that case, the resentment should have come from that incident.
Huh?
Navia?
I was just about to look for you at the Palais Mermonia.
Hello.
Nice to see you again. Is there something we can help with?
I didn't know Navia was in this
Heard
quest.
some things.
That's 3 playable characters,
I'm not
dude.
asking around or anything. Don't worry. Rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against melusines, and that you're investigating the case. So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads. We've had unfamiliar faces showing themselves at the Fleuve Cendre lately. Maybe you'll find the suspects among them.
Thank you. Where did you hear about all this?
The Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by the Traveler from afar. No matter how you conceal your whereabouts, there will be countless eyes watching you. You talked to Kiara, but didn't ask her to keep things secret. People curious to know asked around for information, then it was only a matter of time before word of the threatening letter spread all across Fontaine.
So that's what Charlotte meant.
Indeed. I did not expect that this could be kept hidden for too long, but the rumors still spread faster than I imagined.
You know, it could be because you attract more attention than you think. Anyway, any progress with the investigation?
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case, but it is still uncertain if there is in fact another party behind all this. We are planning to return to the Palais Mermonia to revisit some details and identify the senders of that threatening letter.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Ta-ta.
Neuvillette,
I love Navia, man.
do you think there'll be any problems now that the word is out?
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, once the word gets out, no one would dare to harm Kiara in broad daylight. What is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side with the old regime and direct their resentment towards the melusines. I hope the same won't happen again. Let us head back to the Palais.
Okay. Let's do that.
Strange. What are these people doing out on the streets so late at night? Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
Suspicious.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against a melusine. This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating in person.
What? That's it. Who's been threatening melusines? Show yourself!
Oh, they like
Our
them
enemies
now.
are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from finding them.
It's that old man in the back.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to take action. We can't just stand by and watch. Think about how much we owe them. Now that they're in danger, how can we just sit back and do nothing?
Everyone, please stay alert to your surroundings from now on. If you see any suspicious persons, report them to the guards immediately.
They're all being like escorted by other
Feels like
people.
you've been following me this whole time. Did something happen?
We were informed that. Nope. We just finished our shifts and happened to be strolling by.
Have you had dinner yet? Why don't we check out the new items at the dessert shop together?
This isn't a good time to be out and about.
Come on, don't act tough. I bet you're hungry too.
All right, let's go buy a cake or something.
You shouldn't ever skip meals, especially if you have another shift scheduled for later.
She's right. Don't skip meals, guys.
I heard even Neuvillette's keeping an eye on the situation.
This is the perfect chance to get promoted. We gotta make sure we give it all we've got.
Cooper.
Seriously?
And Bruno.
Were you planning to shirk
We
your
don't talk about
duties
him.
if Neuvillette wasn't involved?
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years now. If something happened to them, I'd be haunted by regret for the rest of my life.
That's more like it. We should stand guard until the criminal has been caught.
Come and fight me instead, you cowards!
Have you heard? Even the special patrol came to help.
Shh, look.
Oh.
Isn't that Neuvillette?
You must be happy.
He's looking at us.
Looks like there's nothing to worry about.
This is truly wonderful.
Oh, cute.
So, wanna go over and say hi?
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance could give rise to unnecessary commotion. Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Mermonia. The faster we uncover the truth, the better.
I feel like this quest is really long. I've been recording for an hour already. I guess it's actually not too long. Story quests are usually about an hour, if not a little more sometimes. At least this one's been like really good so far. I feel like a lot of people might not like it because it's mainly just been talking, but again, I feel like Neuvillette's more of a talking type of character, right? Like he's... a lot of the intrigue of his character is much more internal than it is like
Time to go.
him being showy and like big action scenes and stuff. So we want to think about the smuggling case, I guess.
The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom.
Oh, it has a little melusine on
This
it.
is the one.
I didn't
The
notice.
list of involved suspects should be... Ah, found it.
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inica, Yuna, and others have been caught. They have been sent to the fortress of Meropide following trial. Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders but who did not participate in the case will not stand trial. Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior. All other personnel remain on our watch list.
So many names. Is the one who sent that threatening letter to Kiara on the list?
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin, to be precise.
Essin.
It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case, and he moves around without much restriction.
Should we tell Navi about this?
Monsieur Neuvillette, someone claiming to be from the Spina di Rosula just checked in with us.
Is she very fashionable?
Quote, we have
Oh, it's
located
he.
the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe.
Oh. That was quick.
Find them so quickly. We've only just
Because she's a
figured out the suspect's name.
boss lady,
I
Paimon.
too am perplexed. The cafe isn't too far from here. We should head over and take a look.
Let's. There she is. I see her. Wow, this is totally not suspicious at all, Navia. They seem very down. Very dour atmosphere.
Hey, Navia, we're here.
Oh, you
Whoa.
just motioned.
Check out all these people. Hey there. Are you Navia's friends too?
Paimon,
These
shut
are the
up.
people who have had recent dealings at the Maréchaussée Phantom. They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to invite them over.
Invite them over.
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I asked them if they'd like to come and have some.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to be guests of the Spina di Rosula.
I've wanted to have a meetup like this for ages.
Something feels off.
You think?
Oh well, let's get back to business. Is there anyone called Essan here?
Essan?
Yes, that's me.
Oh. Is he running?
You're Essin?
Oh no.
Yes, monsieur Neuvillette.
Did you write that threatening letter to Kiara?
Do you think it was a protective letter? He just worded it really poorly.
I did, but I was just following orders.
Oh, never mind.
Orders from whom?
From
Domenico.
whom?
He was my boss. I couldn't disobey his orders.
Domenico. Where is he now?
In Meropide.
The fortress of Meropide.
Are we going to see Ridesley?
I'm afraid even the Spina would have trouble looking into that place. Looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves. This was as much as I could do.
You've done more than enough. I am extremely grateful for your help.
leave the formalities for later. You should find Domenico first. If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
Alright then, let's head to the fortress right now!
Let's. Teleporting into this place is like such a fucking crapshoot every time. I never know which teleporter is talking to which level. It's Rai Rai. Hey babe. Oh my god, it's the husbands together. Look at them.
Welcome to the Fortress of Meripede, dear esteemed guests.
We're back! Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself! Guess we've made a name for ourselves at this place.
This isn't anything new. I figured you had important matters to discuss when the two of you, not to mention the Chief Justice, showed up. Let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut right to the chase.
You tell Risley about the threat letter Chiara received.
I do remember a thing or two about Domenico. He once attempted to round up the other inmates and instigate a protest.
Oh?
Who does this guy think he is? Paimon hopes nothing came of it.
He once attempted to, I said, meaning that it was over before it even started. And now he's threatening melusines, is he? To be honest, Domenico doesn't seem like much of a conspirator. The fact that the three of you bothered to personally investigate raises a flag. Is there something else going on behind the scenes here?
He's got the same concerns we do.
I am concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past. I wish to meet Domenico in person and have my questions answered. That's an easy one. Let me think. I think he's at...
Oh, did I hear someone say melusine?
Oh, it's Sidgewin too. Whoa. It's like every Fontaine character in this damn quest. A melusine named Chiara received a threatening letter.
Yeah, and we're investigating. The person who threatened her seems to be imprisoned here. Really? Is Chiara gonna be okay?
There's no need to worry. Clarande is protecting her as we speak.
Well, that's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there anything you can do about this?
Ah, head nurse. Do you require me to personally deal with the criminal? Risley. Okay, I get it.
That was such a funny
I'll bring
tone.
Domenico to you. That's your only demand, correct? Think of it as more of a humble request. I'm here on my own accord, not to formally transfer a criminal for trial. I urge you to set aside any concerns. Thanks for the trouble. Consider me in your debt.
Consider me in your debt.
If Paimon were the Duke, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really important.
Well, were I
Some
still a
tea,
criminal, I'd probably ask
knowing
for a
him.
lighter sentence. But I'm sure Monsieur Neuvillette would reject that. But enough jokes.
Oh.
I'll look for Domenico and bring him to you.
Little
Make yourselves at home.
little
Our dear
friendly
head nurse has
jab.
mentioned you quite a few times, so I'm sure she has a lot to say.
I think Neuvillette, I haven't done Risley's quest yet. Obviously, you just saw it before, but
Watch your step. There's some pretty dark areas, so make sure you don't trip over anything.
I do know his backstory from reading his like stuff, and I think Neuvillette did like sentence him to jail. But it also seems like he sort of accepted that. How the fuck do I get? Okay, it's here. See, I just never know. These teleporters are so confusing.
Time to go.
Okay, here we are. Is Domenico in here?
Please rest here for a moment. Oh, and would anyone like anything to drink? Paimon's not that thirsty, but thanks anyway. Thirst is a warning sign that you're dehydrated, which means you have to drink up even before that. I'll bring you some tea. I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about.
That the only drink that's in this place?
Typical Sidgewin. Concerned about everyone's health as always. Why aren't you two saying anything?
The criminals we passed by earlier.
You noticed them too. The badges they wore on their chests looked quite familiar.
I did not notice that. Must have ran right past them.
Realize they were wearing them. But if both of you say so, let's go ask them about it.
Paimon and I will
That's
go.
not a bad idea. I will stay here and wait for news from you.
Oh, that scared me. It was moving. It's not often the NPCs move. Where were they? I literally just ran here. I didn't even notice. Should really be playing a Wanderer team for better mobility. But oh, I didn't run this way. I ran the other way. That's why. Gordes.
Anything you need?
The badge you're wearing.
This? Are you interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
The what?
We have a very long history, going back as far as 400 years ago. We have never had many members throughout our history, nor do we have much of a reputation, but everyone treats each other like family. Helping each other is our purpose. At the same time, we seek to maintain just dealings as much as possible.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
All we want is to defend ourselves. None of us have ever committed serious crimes, and we're not especially powerful either. We're at a natural disadvantage here in the fortress, but people won't give us a hard time if we stick together.
Okay, 400 years ago is a very suspicious date. That's exactly how long Neuvillette's been around.
Interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
No.
If you'd like to learn more, here's our flyer.
Is it like a Neuvillette hate club? Help each other. Help each other. Do all you can to further justice. Do not detest just judgment. The above are the 3 principles of the Mutual Aid Network. All are welcome to join, and membership is free. There are no compulsory group events. The Mutual Aid Network encourages members to do what they are able, including but not limited to cleaning, exercising, tutoring, and studying. It is hoped that all the Mutual Aid Network members will, during their time in the Fortress of Meripede, face up to the crimes they have committed, encourage each other, support each other, and welcome the future together.
Our slogan may have evolved over the centuries, but our goal has remained unchanged. Here, this book is for you. You're welcome to come and sign up anytime.
Oriole. Like heaven from Freerun? Sorry. I've been watching Freerun really lately.
You two look kind of familiar.
The badge you're wearing.
It's the symbol of the Mutual Aid Network designed by our first president. From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace.
Oh?
I've never seen one of those medals for myself, though.
I have.
The first president of our network was an amazing person. Powerful as he was, he never used his strength against anyone. He encouraged the weaker criminals to stick together and look out for each other. All of us have a lot of respect for him.
Was it Vautran when he got sent to Meripede? I think so.
Let's head back and talk to Neuvillette.
Okay.
Did you manage to gather any intel?
I did.
The people who award the badges belong to an organization called the Mutual Aid Network. According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace. Have you seen any of those before?
I personally crafted 2 of them myself. They were awarded to Carol and Vautran.
Yep.
Carol's
So it's
medal was
Vautran.
destroyed in a fire.
Oh.
The only one that remains should belong to Vautran.
Oh, so the network was inspired by...
Monsieur Neuvillette, His Grace has requested your presence in his office. He's found Domenico.
All right. Let us talk to him first and get to the bottom of this situation.
I have absolutely no idea how this quest is going to resolve. They've thrown a lot of extra info right at the end here. Oh, Ridsley. Hello.
Fine, gentlemen.
Damn.
Domenico, why don't you explain everything to him?
Let's.
Neuvillette?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? What are you gonna do? Kill me?
Calm down. I merely want to ask you a few questions. Was it your idea to send that letter to a melusine? Hassan has already confessed, so there really isn't any need to keep hiding.
That idiot! I can't believe I trusted him.
Let me ask this another way. It was your idea to send that letter, correct?
Yes.
Womp
Who is
womp.
pulling your strings?
Oh, there's another person?
What? You're not trying to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
It's best if you realize the gravity of your situation. The Chief Justice of Fontaine has been personally investigating your case. I assume your previous attempt to incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
I admit I acted on impulse. I'll tell you the truth. But before that, you must ensure my safety.
I can do that.
You see, we're all reasonable people here.
I only intended to do some small business at first. Someone contacted me about delivering some goods and promised me a generous sum of more in return. After making a few trips, I was suddenly approached by the Maréchaussée Phantom. They accused me of smuggling prohibited items, and I was put on trial. But I refused to accept any of that. The ignorant can be rightfully absolved from guilt, right? Well, I suspect that someone got me locked up here so they could get their hands on my goods.
And then you decided to take revenge on the melusines? Over that?
Ignorance is not an excuse, by the way.
My initial target was Neuvillette. Everyone in the forces of Meropide was declared guilty by him after all. So they must more or less hold a grudge against them, right? If I could get them to strike back. But for some reason, no one wanted to team up with me. That mutual aid network in particular. What did those nobodies even gain from trying to challenge me? Seriously. In the end, I had to redirect my focus onto melusines to salvage things. I recall that Kiara was the one who confiscated my goods for inspection. So I asked one of the more approachable guards to send a letter, claiming that I meant to contact my family. But the letter was in fact addressed to Essa. I requested that he write a threat letter to Kiara and force it to resign from the Maréchaussée Phantom.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts? Have you been in contact with any suspicious people recently?
No.
Is it true that all members involved in the smuggling scandal have been caught?
Yes. And that's all I know.
Sigewinne, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later.
It's a scary thing to hear from Wriothesley.
So, Monsieur Neuvillette, you were concerned that there might be a shadowy faction looking to capitalize on the delicate situation with the melusines to stir up greater chaos?
Yes. I experienced a similar incident in the past, so I had to be prepared for any possibility.
And how long ago was this incident?
More than 400 years.
You might be overthinking this. Time can change a lot of things. Everything's different now.
What do you mean?
400 years ago, you and the melusines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers in society. But in the present day, if someone were to threaten the safety of the melusines, people wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. I trust that they would make different choices from before.
That's right! We saw lots of people standing up for melusines on our way back to the Palais Mermonia.
Monsieur Neuvillette, the melusines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. How the public treats them is also reflective of their attitude towards you. When people refused to place their trust in melusines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar Chief Justice. For almost 500 years, you've conducted every trial with impartiality. You made the right judgment each time, regardless of whatever nonsense went on. People no longer have any reservations about you and even consider you a symbol of the law. Right now, your every decision will impact all of Fontaine. In other words, you've gradually transformed the whole nation.
Paimon gets it now. No wonder no one wanted to join forces with Domenico.
Tragedies like that won't ever happen again.
I am undeserving of such high compliments. From
So
my
humble.
perspective, I have simply been fulfilling my duties. It isn't anything special or worthy of praise. I'm simply fulfilling the promises I've made and searching for answers through my judgments. It is unnecessary to hold me in such high regard. The complexity of human emotions and willpower far exceed those of mine. As a matter of fact, I believe that you are the ones who deserve my respect.
There's no need to be so modest. The current state of affairs says it all. You're no longer that outsider you were before. Even if you wished to investigate something on your own, many would take the initiative to lend you a hand.
I must say that you've made a fair point. Thank you for clearing my doubts. Now that the case has been settled, I should get going.
Huh? You're leaving?
And so soon, too? Why not stay for a cup of tea?
Thank you for the offer, but I know how this place works all too well. While some are here to redeem themselves, there will inevitably be those who harbor resentment towards me. The less time I spend here, the better. My presence could very well result in an unwanted disturbance.
In that case, I'll have to insist. I still have 2 more things to say.
Please, go ahead.
The first is about the guard who helped Domenico send that letter.
Ah, I know of what you speak. The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Mermonia's staff. However, as I mentioned earlier, I visited today on personal business. Therefore, I leave that matter in your hands.
Well, that makes things a lot easier.
You're not going to...
Hey now, don't let your imagination run wild. Those from up there have a tendency to sympathize with others. However, down here, such thoughts will put you at high risk. I'll have a chat with the guard and remind him to take precautions in the future.
I see no issues with that.
Great! That's one thing out of the way. What's the other thing you wanted to say?
The other thing was born from my own sense of curiosity. Now, I've heard that you investigated the mutual aid network. Is that right?
Yep. Neuvillette thought their badges looked familiar.
I don't think investigated is quite the word.
As well, when
We
I
like
first
chatted
took
with
over
them.
the Fortress of Meripede. They were not great in number, but every member always made sure to stand up for what was right. I've looked into their founder, Vautrin, who once stood trial and was sentenced to imprisonment in the fortress. According to existing documentation, Vautrin remained disciplined throughout his imprisonment. He had never once engaged in physical or verbal aggression. In other words, how he presented himself in prison was very different from his behavior in court.
What?
Doesn't he hate Neuvillette?
During his trial, I could sense that his feelings were complicated. He appeared to be full of resentment, and I believe he had every right to feel that way.
Perhaps he had been putting on an act.
An act?
Neuvillette and Vautrin had a close relationship as superior and subordinate. Vautrin must have known that the Chief Justice would make an impartial judgment. Thus, the more resentment he displayed, the clearer it would be to those present that you were upholding justice.
Aw,
And to those who had been
Vautrin.
sitting on the fence, Vautrin's act was a very meaningful one. That's all from me. Does anyone else have anything to say? Now's your chance.
I don't have anything to say. Apart from expressing my gratitude, that is. Well then, let us head back. No need to see us off.
Please, take care.
Bye, Risley. Follow Neuvillette.
That trial is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carol and Vautrin. The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
But Risley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me. I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear, and regret. But this blend of emotions has led me to finally understand some things. I would like to hear your thoughts too. What do you think of me?
Oh.
Paimon agrees with everything Risley said. As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials makes an impact on Fontaine. What do you think, Traveler? Hey, any comments?
What I really think is...
Whoa!
Every trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you. And that's what makes you who you are today.
He talked. As the Hydra Dragon Sovereign, Neuvillette still thinks of himself something. But so much time has passed since then, perhaps the lines between him and humans have long since blurred.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption. As I said, I find it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself. But I trust your judgment. Since some time ago, I have begun to notice the changes that have occurred upon my person. These changes were not due to any specific occurrence, but emerged as a result of time itself. I will try to contemplate this further. Thank you both.
Cutscene!
It's raining! Oh no, Paimon forgot to bring an umbrella! Come on, let's hurry before it rains harder!
Aw, Neuvillette. He's sad.
It's raining again? I've had enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Aww.
They're planning to reanimate the monster. We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
Is that Narcissencroid's stuff?
The Fortress of Meripede. It's a good place for me.
Navia.
He owes me so many answers.
Neuvillette?
Lenny!
You could say he's the real symbol of Fontaine's justice.
That's fucking Arlecchino, dude! There's so many characters in this quest! What the fuck?
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Who's been threatening melusines? Show yourself!
You will see much in the human world.
Farina?
From the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough,
I think this is
you will be
Fusselor's,
placed
actually.
to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Good morning, Monsieur Neuvillette! The rainy season's almost over! The skies are supposed to clear in a few days!
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
Wow. What an incredible cutscene, dude. Yeah, I can... Oh, there's more. I thought that was gonna be it. I was about to start reflecting on it.
Yep, we found the person who sent that threatening letter. Risley said he'd keep a close eye on him, so the melusines should be safe now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sorry for dragging you all into this.
There's no need to apologize.
Yeah, you didn't drag us in. We got involved of our own accord.
By the way, where's Kiara?
At the Palais Mermonia. More than 50 people offered to protect her.
Wow.
Some even hid within the bushes to look out for danger. I was worried that the excess of protection would make her feel uneasy. So I asked her to stay inside the Palais. It's very safe in there.
What a relief.
Well, now it looks like the dust has finally settled. To celebrate this joyous occasion, Monsieur Neuvillette, would you be interested in an exclusive interview?
That's not how you celebrate!
I will consider it.
Really?
Of course. My schedule is full for the following weeks, but I should be available next month. Come up with questions during the intervening days, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Yes! Thank you so much, Monsieur!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communique to publicize our investigation results. I hope it will assuage the concerns of all.
Oh, an exclusive interview! Am I dreaming? Oh, what should I ask him?
Don't let anything hold you back. Make the most of this opportunity and ask away.
I agree. He'll decline any question he can't answer anyway, so you might as well give all of them a shot.
Oh look, it's Kiara. She's sleeping.
Kiara?
Monsieur Neuvillette? Sorry, I accidentally fell asleep.
It's quite all right. I'm here to tell you that we have caught the sender of that threatening letter. You're safe now.
Thank you, Monsieur. And thank you too, Traveler and Big Sis Paimon. Everyone's been so nice to me, so I've always felt really safe.
Do you remember Domenico? He was the sender of that letter.
Let me think. I can't remember. My memory isn't that good, so I easily forget things. By the way, I saw Carol in my dreams just now. Where's she gone, by the way? I haven't seen her in a long time.
Aww.
In my dream, she looked really happy. She held my hand and said, "Kiara, our dreams have finally come true." I can't remember what our dreams were anymore, and I don't know why. But I felt really happy too.
I can sense your joy. It is indeed a delightful moment.
Monsieur Neuvillette, are you happy too? Oh, I almost forgot! Am I allowed to go out now? I promised to model for Alov.
Of course. Off you go.
See you next time, Monsieur, Traveler, and Big Sis Paimon.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.
That last line, "see you next time," referring to a melusine, knowing that he can't see Carol again. That hits different. Let's talk to him one last time, and then it'll be over.
I once thought that time was of no consequence to me. Distance yourself from others and stay focused on your work. A few years or a few hundred, it's all the same. But after all this, I've realized that perhaps this way of thinking is fundamentally flawed. The passing of time has its own consequences. The answer that I've been searching for amongst all those lives. Perhaps it's life itself.
Well, there you go. And that was Neuvillette's story quest. My dudes. And what a good story quest it was. Yeah, I can totally understand why people were like clamoring about this one. This one's really, really great. It's a lot more like meditative, I guess is the word I would use. It's not about like some big action plot or some like really exciting turn of events or anything like that. It's very focused on Neuvillette and his past, and concerned very much with his sort of like status as this outsider, which is really interesting, and it gives a very meaningful insight into his character, I think. And it's impressive how much they've sort of stuffed in him. That was really weird. And it's impressive just how much they're able to like fit in his character. Like he's a very nuanced individual. It's really cool. He's definitely been the highlight of Fontaine for me. Him and Farina both, they really knocked it out of the park with those two. Yeah, and I appreciate the sort of like the balls it took, I guess, for them to do a story quest about Neuvillette and not have it be anything that like shows off his dragonhood, right? Like if you remember the final cutscenes of the Archon quest where he like does all the cool shit, it's like those really like exemplify his like power. But in this one, like again, it's not about that. It's about him like internally. And I respect that because it would be really easy to give him like a big action quest, then make him just look really cool in the cutscene and, you know, wipe your hands and call it a day. But it's a lot harder to create a
Water
sort of
comes in many flavors to the
God damn it,
palate.
Neuvillette. Not that switching to Zhongli is gonna help. But it's a lot harder to create like a very emotionally resonant quest like this, I think. So yeah, I think that was really... What the fuck is happening? What the hell? Oh, is it because it just turned to nighttime? Yeah, just past 7, so all the lights turned off. That was so weird. It's so bright in here, dude. Is it usually this bright in here at night? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. That was a really, really great quest. I really enjoyed it. Neuvillette's an incredible character as far as Genshin goes. And thank you all for watching it. If you enjoyed this, once again, please do like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel as I get started. And also it lets me know that you guys like this type of video. As I said at the beginning, I did do a poll to see what you guys wanted to see. And Story Quests won. But as I also showed at the beginning, I still have 3 to do, Linny, Wriothesley, and Navia's, all of which I'm super interested in doing if you guys want to see it. So just let me know which one you want to see next. I've heard that the Fontaine ones are pretty good, so I'm excited for all of them. I really like these 3 characters, and I really like Neuvillette as well, so I'm excited to get into them. that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Later!